Welcome back to Friday Crypto. Happy Monday. In this video, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin against the US dollar on the 4-hour, the daily chart, and the weekly chart to give you some bigger picture timeframes as well as the shorter timeframes. So if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon for more content and more help on navigating these markets. So let's get right off the 4-hour chart. The move up back on February 16th, and the immediate drop down, scary a little bit, but what we seem to be forming on, at least potentially right now, we're testing these kind of ranges. The range highs just above, right around 25K, and we're kind of putting in higher lows. So far, so good. 1, 2. We'll see if we can kind of break out here. The odds of this breaking out to the upside are greater than the downside. Kind of an ascending triangle potential formation here. So that's what we're looking for the next handful of candles. This could still take another, several days to even play out. Remember, each candle is 4 hours. So let's watch for lows. If we come down, we want to be keeping our eye on that low candle right there that closed at 24,281. We don't want to close under that. Otherwise, we can start to kind of lose this formation. Remember, nothing's guaranteed. No certainties in crypto, but uncertainty. But on the 4-hour, I like what I'm seeing so far. A big move up. We'll see if we can break out. We need a closing candle higher than this, and then maybe we get that breakout 25.1. If we can close above 25.1 and the next day or two, maybe we see this play out to the bigger upside. So we'll get to those upside kind of levels in just a moment. So let's zoom out to the daily. What do we like here? Well, first and foremost, you're above your 200-day, so a little bit more bullish than bearish. Same thing holds, right? A low, higher low, right? High, higher high. So we're maintaining this uptrend. So if we come back down, we want to, be wary of, closing below that candle, 21.6. Then we can start to get, worried a little bit, right? Cautious. But as long as we're above the 200-day, we're still looking better than not, right? You break out of these key levels, this key moving average right here, 200, then a throwback right to it, retest, hold a support, bullish sign, right? And then break your high, right? Good. This is the exact pattern you want to do to build your muscle for the bullish move, right? And that's what we're doing so far on the daily. Looking good. Moving averages sorted out. We'd like to get them sorted bigger and, separate these, right? You see the 200 here, the 100. Could take a little bit more time to play this out, but looking good. We want to see that close above 25K and no greater level to look at than the weekly chart for that 25K level. Holding resistance all of last week. We tested it, briefly got above 25K, but did not close above it, right? We ended up closing at 24.2. So we'll see what this week. We're knocking on the door again already. We've been above it already again this week. As fresh as that candle is, we need a close above 25K. That will be a huge momentum shift. I think we'll see a lot more bears start to die if we can close above 25K. Takes out the 50-week in the green, the 200-week, which is your big one for the bull cycle to start. We've got to obviously close above the 200-week first before we can talk about the bigger bullish movements. But if we do, what's our next logical target? I would say around 28K, the 100-week. But not only that, if you look over from the previous kind of exhaustion move, the initial kind of breath on the last bull run, right? Early 2021, summer 2021 right here. That's kind of that zone that starts around 28K because of the 100-week. These lower wicks back here, you can see even initially back in early January of 2021, we kind of hit 28K. So 28 to 30, 32K, I would say, is probably the odds if we can kind of close above here and make a move to the upside. That's our next kind of resistance zone. The 100-week currently 27,762. Will likely move up just slightly if the prices, decide to continue rising. Now, this could take some time to play out, right? Nothing moves straight up or straight down, but, zigzagging around. I mean, we're looking at May potentially before we can even get into this zone, right? It could happen this week. Bitcoin could decide to do whatever it wants, right? Could it make another 20% move? Of course, right? But looking to see where we need to go, right, to even get to that, kind of the bottom, we get 10% move. Can Bitcoin do a 10% move in a week? I think, of course, right? To get to that 32K move, we're looking about a 30% move. Now that is a little, now we're reaching for at least a weekly candle, but some time will tell, right? Could we can be cautiously optimistic at this point, but until we're closing over the 200 week, we could absolutely get rejected here and, you know, come back down, make a lower low. On the weekly scale, we want to watch 21.8. If we close below that, that could be a crack in the ice. We need to be throwing up our spidey sense if we do that. But really, our support zone right now goes from, I would say, right there, right? Why there? Well, we're looking at this high right here, right? The October 31st high right there, and then also this low right here. So that is the reason for that. From 21K to around 21.6, as long as we're maintaining above that, right, we can do whatever we want. And then we're still in this kind of, the shift has taken place as long as we can hold support here. That's what I would be looking for in the coming days and weeks ahead. Now, if you've remained this long, I appreciate you. Let's look at one thing I would like to show you on the 5-day Gaussian channel, which we don't often look at. What has happened today, right? This candle, right? Today, in the past 24 hours, this has happened. Look at this candle. Why is this one different than the rest? Well, by definition, the Gaussian channel turns much more bullish in price action. Your prices are more bullish when you're above the median line in the Gaussian channel. The 5-day is the secret sauce to that. And we have turned green for the first time in nearly 450 days. There's our last green candle at really the start of the bear market, the end of the bull cycle, all the way back there. But if you go back in history, it's been happy times after you got those green candles after a end of a bear cycle, right? Here's our last candle right here. After the pandemic, right? We turned green, got above, closed, right? We haven't closed this candle, so we still have 4.5 days until we close. But if we close, right, look at what came next, right? Not saying that that's going to happen, but there's the last time we got that, right? After the bear cycle, right? That was the first candle we got. Going back to the 2018 end of bear cycle, right? Long time, right? Under the Gaussian channel, came back out of it. Here's our first green candle above the median on the 5-day. And then again, more happy times to come, right? That was probably, but barring, the pandemic and the black swan event, that was likely the catalyst that we needed, and this was likely the start of the bull run right here. Would likely be, copy and pasted over this way, minus said events. So let me know what you think about that. Do you think this is going to lead to something good, or we haven't closed yet, and, who cares, right? I would say who cares until we close, right? We need to see this candle close, but if we close green and say we're at 26K, that's a fair warning that things are turning more bullish and much less bearish. And I would say another big win for the bulls if we can maintain this green candle through the weekly close, right? 4 days, 7 hours. So we will see when that closes. So could be good times ahead. All right, quote of the day: "Blessed are the young, for they shall inherit the national debt." A little sad and funny. Thanks, Hubert. Car of the day, my high school dream car. So I'm dating myself a little bit on that, but Ferrari 360 Modena Spider was absolute. There was nothing around that I wanted more than that car. So maybe for my first supercar, I'll just have to pick that up based on principle alone. There's the rear, and just spectacular still. I think still looking good. 25 some odd years later, right? So Ferrari 360 Modena Spider, I'll take 2. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Thumbs up if you haven't already. Follow us if you need more help. I'm happy to help you. Twitter, Telegram, Patreon. I'll be there.